I wasn't able to get footage of the lace that we're working with today being clean, so just pretend that this is the wig. We're going to start by cleaning the lace. I'm just going in with some Aussie Moist shampoo and my edge brush. I'm not being too rough. And if you need a detailed tutorial, I did do one for you, and you can find the link in the description. But we're just going to make sure that we start with clean lace. We're going to take our time. We're going to make sure we don't rip the lace and that all the glue is off before we start our install. Now that we have clean lace, we're going to inspect the hairline and just make sure the hairline looks as natural as possible. We're going to tweeze a little more where necessary, and eventually we will remove any excess lace. My client will be getting a middle part today, so I'm going to make sure I make a nice part in the middle to make sure there's no cornrow where her middle part is going to be, because sometimes you can see that cornrow in the finished product and we don't want that. My first cornrow is going to be like a traditional straight back cornrow, except I'm going to make a horizontal part in the back of her head to serve as her anchor braid. You want to make the cornrows a reasonable size. I don't like them to make them extremely small, nor do I like really big cornrows, because I want the install to be as flat as possible, and I also want my client to have an easy takedown. I'm taking the ends of the previous cornrows and I am cornrolling them into the current cornrow, just so there are less ends hanging when I'm finished. This part is not absolutely necessary, it's just something that I really like to do and I like the way that it comes out. We're going to take that one end that's hanging and we're going to put it wherever it fits, which is right above the anchor cornrow. We're going to sew it in securely, but of course not too tight. Braid down should look something like this, nice, flat, secure, without any ends of the cornrows hanging. I'm using 91% alcohol on the hairline in order to remove any makeup, dirt, oil, debris, all of that. I'm going in with some Got2b gel to slick our edges back. After brushing those hairs back into place, you're going to freeze them in place with your blow dryer on medium to high heat. As far as cutting out the ears in the bald cap, you do not want to think big. Make a small hole and kind of pull the air through as best you can. That's going to give you the best coverage and make sure those parts by the ears stay nice and close to her skin. Estimate where the end of the frontal is, and we're going to make a stitch from ear to ear right about where the frontal ends. Since this cap is lighter than my client, I will be tinting it using a foundation her shade. I'm just making it a little darker so our install can be more seamless. This is the adhesive we're using today. Actual adhesive, y'all, not gel. It's the Ghost Bond Supreme. Putting that adhesive right in front of her hairline and kind of tracing it ear to ear. I'm just going in with some hairspray right behind the hairline just to help the cap melt in a little more, and then we're going to dry. Cutting the cap off in sections helps work against the wig cap rolling back and pulling itself off where we glued it down. So I'm going to use my finger and kind of guide the cap upward until I get to the point where I use the adhesive, and then I'm going to cut as close as I can to her skin. After cutting off the excess cap, I'm going in with some more of that 91% alcohol along the hairline. I'm putting the adhesive right where the cap and the skin meet in order to melt them together. This is a tool that I'm going to be using in order to smooth that adhesive out. While that first layer of adhesive is curing, I'm going to go in with some spritz along the hairline in order to comb those hairs back and take a better look at the hairline and see if I need to do any more tweezing before I remove the excess lace. This is what it looks like when your adhesive is done curing and it's ready for the next layer. For a beginner, I highly recommend using the dot method. It's the best way, in my opinion, to make sure that you don't use too much adhesive. When smoothing out the adhesive, you want to be mindful of where you would like to place the frontal down. You don't want to smooth it down too far towards the eyebrows. Trimming lace down that has already been cut can be a little tricky, but just do your best and remember to cut as jagged as you can. After the second layer of adhesive has cured, I'm going to go ahead and place the frontal down. I have my client put her head all the way backwards so I can have a better view, and I place it starting in the middle. Then I move toward the right, and then I go back and tack it down on the left as well, just tapping lightly until I'm positive that's where I want the frontal to sit. If there's a comb in the wig, you can slide it under the anchor braid. I'm starting to set my foundation. I'm doing a rough hot comb of the top near where the part is going to be, and I'm also separating what will serve as my baby hairs from the rest of the hair. I'm doing that on both sides. I'm also cleaning any excess adhesive with that 91% alcohol. I'm cutting away any excess lace that did not stick with the glue. I'm using a pencil flat iron in order to curl the hairs going downward toward her face to make it easier to kind of swoop her baby hairs where I want them to go. I'm going in with Nairobi in order to swoop her baby hairs. I'm just putting that on the top of her head so I can kind of grab what I need and use it as I go along. After setting my baby hairs, I tie them down with an elastic band and sit her under the dryer until they're dry. This is what the baby hairs look like fresh out the dryer. They're not perfect. We're going to perfect them after we finish styling. Just doing some quick flat iron curls. I did do a tutorial on how to curl with a flat iron. It's coming your way soon, so look out for that. I'm cleaning up the baby hairs with some Eco Styler edge control. Eco Styler gel and my edge brush. This is the foundation I'm going to be using on her today. It's by Ruby Kisses. You can get it in the beauty supply store. I'm using the foundation in her part to make it pop, as well as any areas where I feel needed because they're not exactly her complexion. This is our finished result. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and I hope you found it helpful. As always, if you need clarification or if you try it for the first time, let me know how it comes out below. Talk to you soon.